Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's broadcast of high school soccer on BMU. Right now, we've got Bryan taking on Napoleon. Just about 4 minutes into play. No score so far. We've got a free kick for the Golden Bears, and that one's sent toward the box. That's going to be beyond the net, but Chandler Jackson able to chase it down. Upfield. And meanwhile, chasing it down is Trey Cruz with a defender on him. Kicked away from him, but Drew Grant. He'll send it toward the middle, and it's headed out. A good job by number 5, Brooks Brown. Reiser has it kicked away from him. Bears trying to control the possession. And that's sent upfield. And across the middle, that one's going to go out of bounds, and a goal kick coming up. Starting goalie, meanwhile, for Napoleon is number 19, Ben Shum. It looks like we may actually have a corner kick here. That's Reiser getting set to put it in play. And it is going to be a corner kick for Bryan. And he sends it towards the box, headed away from the net. And a couple of players chase it down, but it's going to be Napoleon who comes up with it. Sent upfield to Drew Grant. A bunch of Golden Bears around the ball. But Napoleon's still pushing, and this will be kicked out of bounds. We'll have a throw in here, and upfield go the Bears with Reiser. Reiser sends it upfield. And that one just goes beyond midfield. Kick backwards to Gavin Hull, number 12. Upfield, Trey Cruz with a chance. Pursued, though, by number 16, Evan Collin. And Collin goes down. We're going to get a free kick for the Golden Bears. We are 7 minutes into play here in the first half. No score between Napoleon and Bryan. Reese Jackson to put it in play. Rather short kick. Sent upfield. Jackson with a defender right in front of him, and it's headed out of bounds, and still a potential scoring chance for the Golden Bears. It was Gavin Hull who headed it out. Throw into Reiser. Reiser, tough kick. Back the other way. A little beyond Jackson. Trying to establish control and couldn't keep it in play. Will be a throw in for Purcell. That one goes upfield. Jackson is there. And he'll put it back in play. No score still here in Bryan. Bryan has yet to win a home game so far this year. They're going up against a Napoleon team that has only won once so far. Napoleon's record overall, meanwhile, is 1-8-1. That one's kicked out of the box. And sent upfield, but there defending is Austin Tomaszewski. And Jackson with a short kick out toward Brooks Brown. he sends it out of play. Kick up field, chasing it down meanwhile is Quinn Brown, but there's a couple of defenders around him. That one's going to go out of bounds. Will be a throw-in for the Golden Bears. Headed back off the throw-in. Bryan able to get it back as Reiser sends it upfield, but there's a defender there. I believe that was Brandon Schaffer, number 14. That one nearly stolen away. Brown. And taken away by Napoleon, but taken right back. Brown trying to, or rather, that's number 18, Zach Seaman instead. Seaman's had a pretty good year. Seaman wasn't ready for that one. And it's taken away by number 7 for Napoleon, Jasper Purcell. Yosick sends it upfield. Nice kick upfield. Seaman with a chance. And he collides with the goalie, Ben Shum. And now Shum with the save off the second shot attempt.
Nice job, Ben.
Chandler Jackson took the shot there, and, well, he comes up hobbling a little bit. And that could have been easily called a push, but was not. Evan Collin there. And it was Drew Grant who went down, sent toward the box. That's cleared out of there. It's going to be a free kick, meanwhile, for Napoleon. That one's ricocheted upfield, right back to Reiser. Quinn will send it upfield. That one's deflected back. Seaman trying to keep it away. Has a man up front. Gets it to him. That's Quinn Brown. Brown will take the shot, but right at the Napoleon keeper, Ben Shum. They get it upfield. That's stolen away by Yosick. Golden Bears trying to push again. Seaman keeps it away from the defender. Not for long, though. Good kick upfield, looking for Cruz. Cruz with a chance. Sends it upfield, but that's wide of the net. Jackson had crept away from the goal, and Cruz tried to get it past him, but to no avail. We're in the 13th minute. Here in Bryan. And a good kick across midfield, but it's ricocheted back the other way. And Cruz trying to come up with it. He does. The defender on him. That's kicked up in the air by Yosick and out of bounds. And a quick throw in by Gavin Hull. This is Grant trying to make a move, and he pushes upfield, gets past a couple of defenders, back toward the middle, but there's a couple of Bears there to take it away, but that's stolen right back by Caleb Hernandez, and his shot is saved rather easily by Reese Jackson. And a long kick by Reese Jackson. He sent that one a long way. And who did that go off of? It's going to be a goal kick. Well, that was close. There were a couple of players in the area, but it was off of Bryan. And we remain scoreless. as the kick goes upfield. Good recovery. Reiser sends it upfield. And Reiser chases it down all the way toward the end line. Good kick back toward the middle, but it's going to be headed out, at least for the time being. Jackson trying to make a move on the defender. Gets around. Tough shot. That's out of bounds, and a corner kick coming for the Golden Bears. Chandler Jackson will take the kick. And Bryan with a chance to get on the scoreboard. Jackson sends it toward the middle, and that is scooped up. Zach Seaman was pushing right towards where Ben Shum was, but could not get to it. Grant waiting down there, but so was Brooks Brown. Grant still with a chance at it, comes up with the ball. Upfield to the net, and cleared out of there. Reiser with the ball, sends it upfield. He's got Seaman with a defender on him. And that's going to be taken away by Purcell and out of bounds, and I think this throw-in will be to Bryan, and it will. And Seaman will hand it off to Austin Tomaszewski to put it in play. A couple of subs will come in. 3 subs for the Wildcats and 1 for the Golden Bears. Some of those subs include, it looks like number 22, Michael Ramel. And number 17, Chase Sherman. Now kick deflected, still loose. And back across midfield comes Napoleon. That's cleared to the sideline. Loose ball. Upfield. Kick toward the sideline. And that was close to being a handball. It's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to be a throw-in. Just barely went out short of the end line. Short throw in Reiser. That's kicked up in the air and out of play. And way out of play. Ball actually hopped over the fence. Or bounced over the fence, I should say. Going to be a throw in for the Wildcats. Was beyond the reach of Reiser. Hernandez trying to come up with it, pushes upfield. Good job getting through those 2 defenders by Hernandez. That was not an easy play at all. And Jackson can't pick this up. He doesn't. He had come out of the box, creeping up to that ball. He could not touch that with his hands in that scenario. Quinn Brown sends it out of bounds, but I think it went off of the Wildcats, off a couple of Wildcats, in fact. And a quick throw in. Kicked back out of bounds, and another throw in for the Bears. A short throw in it is, but that's kicked upfield. And sent to the far side for Tomaszewski. And he's going to send it back into the box. And Jackson kind of kicked it off the side of his foot. That wasn't, I don't think that was what he was intending to do. Keegan Pettit coming upfield. Gets past the defender, and that kick ricochets off the defender, Gavin Hall. Seaman trying to come up with it. I think Seaman was the guy that Pettit was trying to get the ball to. Kicked upfield by Ramel. And Quinn Brown able to take it away. He sends it upfield, but that one ricochets off the foot of the defender. I think that was number 33, Tyson Reynolds. Taken away by Reiser and kicked upfield. And Jackson is now going to have to come out of the box and head it out of there. He kind of got caught in a tough decision between a rock and a hard place and ended up coming out of the box and heading the ball out of there to prevent the goal. But it's going to be a throw-in for the Wildcats. This one's put in play rather quickly by Caleb Hernandez. Kick back upfield. But still a potential chance here for the Wildcats. And Reiser heads it for the time being. Still loose. Hernandez has it. Just outside the box, and his kick goes off the back of Yosick. And cleared upfield by Reiser, but there's only white jerseys there. The one purple jersey that closes in for the time being, that was Reiser. But he sends it up to Hernandez. He had Yosick there in the area. I beg your pardon, that's number 9, Tyler Mannon. He sent it upfield to Reiser. This ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Golden Bears. Well, backwards kick. That goes beyond the reach of the two purple jerseys in the area. Going down was Seaman, and we're going to get a free kick. It's going to be Austin Tomaszewski. Nope, it's not going to be him. It's going to be Colin to take the free kick. As the Bears line up, well, they've got 3 along the box. Check that, 4 along the goal box. And it's sent that way, through a crease, and scooped up by Brad Shum. Excuse me, Ben Shum. Almost confused him with Dallas Cowboys announcer Brad Sham. That's 2 different people there. That ball gets ricocheted. And we're halfway through the first period. This one taken away by Brooks. Brooks Brown, that is. And that one goes off of Mannon and out of bounds, and the throw-in will go to the Wildcats. And that goes off the foot of Reiser. Can he keep it in play? Looks like he did. That was close to the line. That one will stay in play, but first person there was Tyson Reynolds, but this one's taken away, and a chance here for the Golden Bears. Nice move to the inside. There's a couple of defenders waiting for him, though, and Quinn Brown comes up with it. He had a bunch of white shirts in front of him, though. And it's cleared out by Cruz. And now a Wildcat goes down, and we're going to have a free kick for Napoleon. And they waste no time at all. Sent upfield to number 34, Gavin Burns. That's taken away by Brown. Brown upfield. Kept it alive for a brief moment, but Burns, check that, that's Devin Bettner. And a good slide tackle there. Shot on goal, wide. I believe that was Tomaszewski. Nope. I think it was actually Mannon, Tyler Mannon, who missed wide of the net. Upfield. Cruz. Seaman takes it away. And that's looks like a good defensive effort, but they're going to get a whistle here. Jasper Purcell did not seem to be happy with that call, and it's going to be a free kick for the Bears. This will be Keegan Pettit. Send it in the box. He may even have a shot at putting the Bears on the board here. Not an easy angle to score from, though. And this one's kicked out of bounds. Well, the Bears have had their chances here in the first half, just have not been able to put the ball in the net. .5 to play in the first half. Headed back across midfield. And And that ball's kicked toward the sidelines. And we're going to get a whistle. It's going to be Bryan's throw-in. Check that. We're going to get a free kick for the Bears. .55 to go with the clock running. Into the box, but there's a couple of Napoleon defenders there. That one's kicked away by Mannon. Mannon with it again. Off the foot of a defender. Reiser in a tough spot. Defenders around him. He goes down. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul call, it looks like. I'm not sure he didn't just fall down. I didn't see anybody knock him down. But this is going to be a direct kick for Zach Seaman.
Got it, Ben. Come on.
A chance for the Golden Bears to get on the board. Puts it in play. He scores! Zach Seaman. One nothing the Bears lead with 15:30
Come on, Wyatt, turn it up.
to go in the first half. Foul call was questionable at least, but Bears get on the board nonetheless. Hernandez sends it back. Back to Hernandez. He sends it back. Sent a long way. Seaman trying to chase it down, and he's going to run out of room. Shum there to pick it up. And a long kick across midfield. And that ricochets off a couple of players before Jackson sends it the other way. Hernandez has it taken away for a brief moment, but kicked out of bounds. Keegan McCashin sent that one out of play. And that ball will go out of bounds. Throw in this time for Bryan. A short one to Brown. And we're going to get a foul called against the Bears this time. I didn't see much there. But a free kick from just short of midfield. And a couple of defenders around that ball. Bears trying to clear it out. They don't just yet. They almost did. Sent back to Gavin Hull. And he kicks it right to Yosick. Seaman trying to run it down, but he's unable to. Ricocheted by Seaman. Trying to chase it down. And Gavin Hull could not keep that one in play. It's going to be Tomaszewski to put it in play. He finds Jackson and a quick whistle. And apparently a violation on the throw-in. I'm not sure if Tomaszewski stepped out of bounds or stepped on the line or not. I don't think you're supposed to do that on a throw-in. And a player trips. And Drew Grant was not happy. He was, looked like he was about to come up angry. I mean, he was already angry after getting tripped. But nothing comes out of it. But that's going to go all the way to Ben Shum.
Come on, Wyatt, let's go. Keep focused.
And a short kick that goes just beyond midfield. And that's going to go out of play. Tomaszewski nearly ran into the fans down there. Sent upfield and a chance, perhaps, for the Wildcats. And a good save by Rommel. No, he did not save it. Seemed like a late call, but it's a throw-in for Bryan. And a long kick by Rommel all the way to Jackson. And he will send it back the other way. A long kick by Jackson. Off the foot of a defender. Who's got it? Chandler Jackson went for the slide tackle, but it's in Napoleon's possession. Some speedy guys running down the field. Only one win this season for Napoleon so far. Only 2 wins so far for the Bears, and neither of them have been at home. That long kick goes beyond the box, or beyond the goal rather. Stays in play, but it's cleared out. That one went past Rommel. And Tomaszewski just does keep it in play, or should I say Jackson kept it in play. And the throw-in will go to Bryan. And a quick whistle as Rommel just had to adjust his sock. That's all that happened there. Nope, some subs coming in. So now Tomaszewski is good to throw it in. That goes off the foot of Mannon. Jackson well defended there. But another throw-in coming for the Golden Bears. Waited a little while, did number 4, Tomaszewski. Got 10 minutes to go in the first half. Short throw-in goes to Reiser. Sends it upfield. Mannon sends it out. Reiser trying to make a move on the defender. He does. Gets the shot off, and it is saved. Ben Shum able to scoop it up. And we are in the 31st minute here in Bryan. Cruz with it. Kicked upfield, but Jackson is going to run up and scoop it up. Well, both goalies have had a good bit of work, especially as the first half has gone on. Off the chest of Grant. And Grant comes upfield with it. Sends it upfield to Hernandez. Trying to get it through the crease. And a couple of defenders in the area, and it's going to be Bryan ball. I think they're going to call a foul against either a foul or offsides. Well, it didn't look like offsides against the Wildcats. Eight and a half minutes to go here in this first half. Jackson to put it in play. That's a long kick, but it's ricocheted back the other way toward Grant. Hernandez, the defender with him the whole way. Stays in play. And Hernandez trying to chase it down. Check that, I think that's Grant. Slide tackle there, and Grant ends up sending it out of play. So throw-in coming for the Golden Bears. They lead 1-0 with 7:46 in the clock running to go. Got more high school sports action for you tomorrow. High school football. Bryan taking on Wauseon. Throw-in, I believe, went to Quinn Brown. It's back in Napoleon's possession. And I think we may get a late whistle here for a handball. That looked like the right call, but it was a rather late whistle. So Bryan will put it in play. With less than 7 minutes to go, and we'll get a stoppage here for a moment. Clock's still running. The ref tries to get the defenders properly marked off. Line drive kick, headed away from the net. It's going to be scooped up by Shum. And Shum sends it well across midfield, headed the other way, though, by Cullen. Cruz. Long kick, but it's over the net. And it remains 1-0.
Get the pressure on, White.
5:46 to go here in this first half. And Jackson with a low line drive kick. That ricochets off the defender's foot. Just across midfield they go, and Tomaszewski able to run it down, but gets it up to Jackson. This is Reiser. Nearly had that one deflected. In fact, it might have been deflected. Mannon with the ball, but he's got defenders around him, trying to send it upfield. And Reiser able to chase it down, keeps it in play along the end line, and it's cleared out of bounds. I think that's just going to be a throw-in. No corner kick at this point. And Tomaszewski will put it in play. Short throw in, Jackson. Toward the net, over the net. Stays in play. A couple of players battling for it, but it's sent out of the box. Brown going for it, and it's cleared out. This is not a league game between these two teams. Bryan from the Northwest Ohio Athletic Association. Napoleon is a member of the Northern Lakes League. Empty net. And Cullen had to stay with that ball the whole time. It's going to be a throw-in for Napoleon, but a good defensive effort by Cullen with an empty net. Jackson coming out to defend a potential shot attempt. And that nearly proved to be a big mistake. In fact, I'm not sure if that's what Nathan Neese wanted him to do anyway. Manning going for the slide, and it's kicked away. That's going to be cleared out by Yosick. But chasing it down on the other end is number 33, Tyson Reynolds. Still on his own side of the field. And they get it across midfield, but it's back the other way a couple of different times. Couple of players battling for it. But it's kicked upfield. Potential scoring chance for the Wildcats. And I think that had already gone out of bounds before. Nope. Going to be a goal kick. That looked like it was about to be a corner kick. I think that was Drew Grant who kicked it out. And had he not done that, it would have been a corner kick. He was very close to the line when he kicked it. Either that or he kicked it while it was in play a few yards back. Long kick by Cullen upfield, but that's going to find nobody but the goalie, Shum. And Shum will send it back across midfield. Jasper Purcell nearly had it taken away, trying to stay with it. Sent upfield, Mannon pushing toward the ball, has a defender there. Quinn Brown also pushing towards it. He sends it back, stays in play. Mannon with a defender on him. And that's going to be cleared out by the Wildcats, and a player goes down. That's Purcell. And we're going to have a free kick just outside the goalie box. And it's going to be the goalie, it looks like, to take it. Ben Shum. The minute and a half to play in this first half. And he gets a good kick into that one. Headed up. Headed a couple of different times. And there is no purple shirts there at the moment, but a couple chasing after it. It's going to be scooped up by Shum. And Shum will send it upfield. Hull gets it across midfield. Grant pushing. That's headed just across midfield. Mannon's got it. Mannon pushing downfield. Mannon past the defenders. Tough shot, and that actually went off the hand of the goalie, Shum, trying to save it. Looked like it was going wide of the net anyway, but this is going to be a corner kick for the Bears. And I think both coaches want their guys to hurry. There's less than 30 seconds on the clock right now as Reiser gets set to put it in play. Short kick, gets past Mannon, cleared out for the moment. Still some time on the clock, but that's kicked away from the box. Final 10 seconds ticking away here in the first half. We're at 4 seconds, and the first half is going to come to an end with the score 1-0.
They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athlete, this is your chance to be part of the BHS sporting community. Talk to any board member today on how easy it is to join, or contact us at 419-636-4536.
It's been said a million times, there's nothing in the world more important than family. We understand that at Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Our entire staff is like family to us. They are some of the most caring, thoughtful, and dedicated people in our industry. In fact, our newest members are part of my family. When the time comes for your family to say goodbye, remember our family, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, in Bryan, Sherwood, West Unity, and Hamilton.
When Cameron's family came to us with a plea for help, we put our minds and our hearts into creating a solution. Selfless teamwork made the impossible possible. NSCC really is the heart of education.
And it's put in play by the Wildcats. Grant sends it upfield beyond the reach of Chase Sherman as both teams switch sides to start this second half. Cruz sends it upfield, but it's cleared out. He had Hernandez there in the box. And that's going to be kicked out of bounds by Reiser. Throw-in coming here for the Wildcats, and it just goes over the head of the defender. And the Napoleon player got tripped from behind. They do call it as it was Hernandez who went down. And we're going to get a free kick for the Wildcats from outside the box. Sent to the box, looking for the header, but it's saved by Jackson. Jackson didn't have to come too far away from the net to save that one. The first possession of the day for Napoleon turns out to be a pretty good one, though it does not result in a goal at all. Just across midfield, that's headed back towards midfield. And kicked out of bounds. It's going to be Bryan's throw-in. Rather short throw-in, and that's going to be sent back out of bounds. And another throw-in coming up for the Golden Bears. Still in play. Toward the net. Beyond the net, and that's headed out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for the Wildcats. That's Ben Shum to send it away. And that one sent back across midfield. Jackson's going to send it upfield. A couple of white shirts around where that ball was. That's going to be chased down by number 14, Max Kemple. Hernandez trying to take it away. And that's off the leg of Keegan McCashin, and it'll be a throw-in for Napoleon. Drew Grant to put it in play, and a long throw-in sent towards the box, kicked out. Sent back upfield. Quinn Brown trying to take it away. Hernandez. A long shot, but that's going to be well over the net. And that might have even gone beyond the fence back there. Either it did or just hit off the bottom of the fence. The ball lying right along the fence. I saw somebody make the signal of it's good. Like when a field goal is made in football, referee will put their hands up in the air. Well, that's the signal a fan behind the net made. That's kicked away momentarily. Brown. Up the field for Seaman, and that's cleared out. Tracing it down, meanwhile, is Brown, and he kicks it out of bounds. So another chance for Napoleon. They're only down one. Rather quick throw-in. And this Napoleon team, they do play rather quick when they get the ball. The only reason that's surprising is because they've got a 1-8-1 record. Not surprising that a team would do that, but actually it's more their 1-8-1 record that's surprising. When you look at the pace they seem to play. That one's nearly taken away and it's kicked out of bounds, and that may be a corner. That seemed to go behind the flag. Short corner kick right towards Grant, and a long shot by him, and that's well beyond the net. Jackson will put it in play. 1-0 Bryan leads in the 46th minute. And a long line drive. Well, that's deflected right back the other way. Reiser gets it across midfield. And that goes beyond the reach of, I think, Jackson. But a good kick back the other way. A couple of players run into each other. Taken away by Zach Seaman. Seaman pushing downfield, looking for a scoring chance. Doesn't have one yet. In fact, he's crowded by 2 defenders. Jackson with a long kick, but that's going out of play. It's going to be a goal kick for Ben Shum.
Got time.
Kick back across midfield. And it ricochets off a defender. Short throw in. Cruz sends it upfield, and that's cleared out. But several scoring opportunities here in this second half for the Napoleon Wildcats. And a fairly short throw in to Jackson. That goes off the foot of a defender. That's Cruz. And he sends it upfield, trying to get it. I think that was Hernandez who was running down the sideline, but another throw in coming up for the Golden Bears. That throw in goes just beyond midfield and off of Seaman, I think, and this throw in will be for Napoleon. Still just a 1-0 game in Bryan's favor. But Napoleon has had their chances to score here in the second half. Can they continue to put the pressure on? That one's taken away. I believe that was Cruz again. Seaman down the sideline, and that ball goes out of bounds. Short throw in. And that's cleared upfield. And that ball's going to go out of bounds. Another throw in coming, this time for Bryan. We're in the 39th minute here in Bryan. A 1-0 lead for the Golden Bears. That one goes just across midfield. Cruz pushing upfield, has it kicked away. No, not quite. It was deflected, though, and that shot is going to nearly go out of bounds. Actually, it did go out of bounds just before it hit the foot of Reese Jackson. Nope, he stopped it. He stopped it from going out of bounds. And that one deflects backwards. Seaman trying to push. And now it's Jackson with a chance, past the defenders, puts it on net, he scores! Chandler Jackson.
Let's go, White. Let's go.
A golden chance for the Bears, and they take advantage. And they lead it 2-0. Goal comes with 31:03 to go in the second period. And Napoleon will try to answer as they've had a number of chances again to score here in the second half, but Bryan got a golden chance and took full advantage. Chandler Jackson wasted no time getting to the net. Upfield and cleared out. Seaman is there. Sends it up for Quinn Brown, and Quinn Brown sends it basically into, well, not quite no man's land, but there were a bunch of white shirts around where that ball was kicked. About 30 minutes left to go in this game. Upfield kept in play. That's going to be kicked out of bounds, and I think that went off of Reiser. And this one goes out of bounds again. This time it'll be Bryan's throw in.
Get on your mark, White.
Max Kimple will throw it in. Mannon comes in on the substitution. The throw-in goes off his foot. Reiser trying to push up field. Still has it, but it's deflected away. That was Tyson Reynolds. Still with it, and he has it rejected the other way. Or deflected the other way, rather. And pushing downfield is Reiser. Had two defenders in front of him. Seaman, can he get the shot off? He does, but it's wide left. That was a chance for the Bears. Looked like Reiser had a little trouble getting it cleanly to Seaman. This one's kicked out of bounds. Looked like that went off the foot of Trey Cruz. And it'll be a goal kick for the Golden Bears.
Got to win this ball, White. Come on.
Reese Jackson will put it in play.
Get in front.
And a low line drive kick. It's headed the other way and headed back. And a long header that was by Reiser. Mannon trying to get position. Defender falls down. And they're going to call that on Tyler Mannon. That looked like a good call. It looked like he pushed Drew Grant down from behind. Maybe inadvertently, but it definitely looked like a push. Short kick by Shum. Grant trying to make a couple of moves down the field. And this will be sent near the sideline. Out of play. That one off the foot of Mannon. And Grant will throw it in. It goes just past Hernandez. And now a player goes down for Bryan. He's still down. That's Brooks Brown. He remains down, and that's scooped up. And they're going to stop play as Brooks Brown remained down on the ground the whole time, tried to get up a couple of different times. But the trainers will tend to him, and they'll have a quick water break. We'll take a timeout here on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
BMU high-speed internet is now cheaper than ever. Now just $30 a month. That's $100 a year in savings. Get it with BMU Extended Basic Cable for all your sports, movies, and reality shows. Plus local programming, including high school sports and community events. Not to mention a local help desk and support team for when you need them. Now for the fine print. We don't have any. No contracts or hidden fees. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net.
The hands-on training and education at Northwest State opens doors for good paying career opportunities with great local manufacturers. That helps me, my family, and my community.
One thing that hasn't changed here at Bryan Ford Lincoln is our commitment to service. It's in everything we do. It's in our mission statement. Our goal is simple: customers for life. Kick back in our newly renovated service lounge or business center. We pick up and deliver throughout the local area at no charge. So the next time you need service on your Ford or competitive make vehicle, come out and see us at Bryan Ford Lincoln and see why we've earned Ford Motor Company's President's Award 7 times running.
There comes a time when every family is faced with the difficult choice of aftercare for a family companion. In the past, your choices were limited to burial or cremation. Now there's a better option, Aquamation. It's a gentle, more responsible alternative that allows you to honor the loss of your companion without harming the environment. Aquamation is a simple process similar to Mother Nature's own that allows the family to retain more of their companion's remains. To find out more, call or stop by Creel Funeral Service today.
Back here on the Golden Bears Sports Network, this is Bryan High School boys soccer. Bryan leads it 2-0 over Napoleon, and Brooks Brown able to get off the field. He was down on the ground for quite some time. But the players coming back on the field as we've got 27-22 left to go in this game. Bryan's first half goal came from Zach Seaman on a direct kick. Second half goal, courtesy of Chandler Jackson on a fast break effort. And Jackson with a low line drive. That gets just across midfield. Quinn Brown with it, sends it upfield. Tyler Mannon pushing towards it. And a good job by Jasper Purcell to keep him from getting a clear shot attempt, but it looks like we're going to have a corner kick here for the Bears. Nope, it's going to be a goal kick for the Wildcats. Ben Shum will put it in play, and a low line drive kick again. It gets ricocheted back across midfield. Brown with the kick upfield, looking for Mannon. Defender goes down, and Mannon's going to get called for the foul here.
Come on, Cats. Get excited. Get fired up. Let's go. Get to it, White. Let's go.
Another free kick coming.
Win this, White. Come on.
As Shum sends that one a long way. Sent upfield. That gets deflected between different players. Upfield again toward the box and cleared out by Seaman. That looked like a scoring chance waiting to happen. Now Grant has it, sends it to the far side. That ball headed out of bounds, stays in play though, but it's cleared back the other way. Long way across midfield, and will that one stay in play? Looks like it just did. A couple of players chasing it down on that far side. Loose ball, and we're going to have a whistle. And a foul called against the Wildcats. I didn't see much there. But either way, the Golden Bears are going to get to kick. I believe that's Evan Collin taking the free kick. 25 minutes to go.
Don't let him behind your line.
The refs will make sure everybody's set up right. Short of the box, and it's deflected out. Loose ball, and we're going to get a whistle. That time a foul on the Bears. Rather short line drive kick, headed back the other way by Yosick. Brown trying to come up with a loose ball, unable to. Upfield, Cruz with a chance, and that ball goes out of bounds. Tried to keep it in play, but to no avail. We are inside the 57th minute here at Bryan Soccer Stadium. And a goal kick coming for the Golden Bears. Reese Jackson to put it in play. Chandler Jackson has the lone second half goal.
Let's go, White.
That was very early in this second half. And a low line drive kick
Let's go.
goes just beyond midfield, and it's cleared the other way.
Trey, go.
Sent back to the middle of the field.
Go.
Flair nearly fell down, and Jackson able to save the shot.
Keep it up. White, keep working.
Another chance for Napoleon. They're not out of this game just yet,
Win it, White.
and they've had a number of chances to put the ball in the net here in this second half. That ball's loose beyond the defenders. Seaman had a chance at it, and that looked like a foul, and they do call it.
Let's go, White.
So a free kick coming here for the Wildcats. Low line drive upfield, and that's beyond the reach
Go, White.
of
Go.
Aiden Fall, who wears number 4. That ball sent to the sideline. Mannon trying to chase it down, and he's not going to be able to. Slid to try to keep it in play, but it was to no avail. Throw-in goes to number 16, Chase Peckinpaw. Peckinpaw, actually. There's no G in that name. And we get a whistle. Looks like it's against Bryan.
Let's go, Cats!
And a free kick coming up for the Wildcats. It's going to be a free kick from not too far beyond midfield. And it looks like it'll be Aiden Hirsch to take the kick.
Come on, White, let's go! Let's go!
And a short kick over to Reynolds. Back to Hirsch, off his leg, behind midfield. And taken away meanwhile by Reiser. That's going to be sent out of play. And a throw-in coming for the Golden Bears. Reiser set to throw it in. And it looks like he'll hand that job off to number 14, Max Kimple. We're about halfway through the second period, and Kimple gets it in play, and that one's going to go out of bounds. Another throw-in coming up for the Golden Bears. Throw-in along the sidelines. That's out of bounds. And that throw-in, I think, is going to go. Nope, they're going to keep that with the Golden Bears. Thought that was out on Bryan. Mannon keeps it alive. Shot tipped over the net. Ben Shum able to redirect that shot. It's going to be a corner kick, though, for the Bears. And I think that's Reiser taking the kick. And a short kick it is. Redirected the other way. As the Wildcats try to establish a scoring chance, they look like they might have one here. Cruz pushing towards it. But right back to Jackson. He doesn't pick it up. Kicked it around and gave Cruz a chance to possibly send it to the net. This one goes out of bounds, and a throw-in coming for the Wildcats. A long run, and that ball will go out of bounds. And a goal kick coming up for Reese Jackson. Low line drive that just does get across midfield. Seaman sends it upfield for Reiser. Nearly lost it. Manning keeps it in play. Went off the foot of a Napoleon player. And this time taken away. That was Blake Jessing trying to create a scoring opportunity. I don't think Jessing scored a goal yet. Nice defensive effort by Brooks Brown. Now he heads one out.
Keep with it, White.
And that one's going to go out of play, wide of the net. Jackson will put it in play.
Let's win it, White. Come on.
2-0 Bryan leads in the 62nd minute here in Bryan. Manning trying to take it away. Upfield, Reiser with a chance. Reiser shot. It's in, a goal. Brendan Reiser pads the lead. That comes with 17:41 to play in the second half. 3-0 in Bryan's favor. have the kickoff here in just a second for the Wildcats. Meanwhile, a Wildcat player is down. He's going to be tended to by the training staff. I'll bring in a sub for him. Can't tell what number that player is. Well, actually, it might be Jasper Purcell who's down. While they tend to him, we'll take a quick break here on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
BMU high-speed internet is now cheaper than ever. Now just $30 a month. That's $100 a year in savings. Get it with BMU extended basic cable for all your sports, movies, and reality shows. Plus local programming, including high school sports and community events. Not to mention a local help desk and support team for when you need them. Now for the fine print. We don't have any. No contracts or hidden fees. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net.
The hands-on training and education at Northwest State opens doors for good paying career opportunities with great local manufacturers. That helps me, my family, and my community.
One thing that hasn't changed here at Bryan Ford Lincoln is our commitment to service. It's in everything we do. It's in our mission statement. Our goal is simple: customers for life. Kick back in our newly renovated service lounge or business center. We pick up and deliver throughout the local area at no charge. So the next time you need service on your Ford or competitive make vehicle, come out and see us at Bryan Ford Lincoln and see why we've earned Ford Motor Company's President's Award 7 times running.
There comes a time when every family is faced with the difficult choice of aftercare for a family companion. In the past, your choices were limited to burial or cremation. Now there's a better option, Aquamation. It's a gentle, more responsible alternative that allows you to honor the loss of your companion without harming the environment. Aquamation is a simple process similar to Mother Nature's own that allows the family to retain more of their companion's remains. To find out more, call or stop by Creel Funeral Service today.
Back here at Bryan Soccer Stadium, well, we just had a goal for Bryan moments ago, Brendan Reiser, but in the meantime, Jasper Purcell went down just before the kickoff. Might have gone down during the play, in fact.
Come on, Trey. Find your fire out there. Let's go.
Golden Bears do lead at 3-0, but Purcell on the sideline, at least for the time being. Hopefully not too serious, but he was on the field for quite some time. Inside the 63rd minute. That's going to go out of bounds. And a throw-in for the Bears. Seaman sends it upfield. There's a couple of Wildcats around where that ball goes. Seaman gets a hold of it. Oh, and nearly ended up loose. Mannon back to the middle of the field, and that's cleared out. Sent back upfield. And sent back down the other side of the field by Blake Jessing. It's going to go out of bounds, and we'll have a throw in for Napoleon. That one goes off a defender. Stays in play. Nope, it goes out of bounds. That goes out of bounds. Throw in. Upfield goes Mannon. Weaving around defenders. Check that. That was Brooks Brown. Got it to Mannon, but got it back. And that shot gets deflected the other way. Got one of his teammates over there. That was, I think, Jackson. Seaman going after the ball. He goes down. Did not call a foul, and this one gets kicked upfield. Headed upfield by Trey Cruz, and it's going to be scooped up by Jackson. And that one goes across midfield.
White, call it.
Mannon has a deflect off a defender. Mannon trying to take it away. And Mannon goes down, and we're going to get a whistle. It'll be a free kick for the Golden Bears. Now, this foul occurred outside the box, so I think it'll just be an indirect kick. Shot scooped up by Shum. That was Brendan Reiser who took the free kick. And pushing up field, meanwhile, is Hernandez. And Hernandez has it taken away. We get another whistle, and that's going against the Wildcats. And they're going to bring Reese Jackson out of the box to take this free kick. Going to try and send it all the way down toward the box on the other end. And it's a low kick, redirected. Battle for the ball and a whistle. And we'll see which way this one goes. It's going to be Napoleon ball. Upfield to the box, headed out. Battle for it. And we get a whistle. So they'll send it the other way, the Bears will. Another free kick. And it looks like Jackson's going to take it again. They're a little more comfortable pulling him out of the box with a 3-0 lead. That's headed out of the box, and player goes down. And we're going to get a free kick here for the Wildcats this time. And a kick by Shum across midfield. Cruz with a chance, pushing toward the box, but scooped up by Jackson. They blow the whistle here briefly. And I think that might be Brooks Brown, who's maybe a little winded. The ref's checking on him. He did not go down on the ground. And now they'll play on. 12:04 to go in regulation. And a long kick across midfield. It's headed back the other way. Sent upfield, a chance for Drew Grant. Check that, Trey Cruz, and he sends it wide of the net. And that one, I think, went over the fence.
Good try, Trey. Keep it up. Let's go. That was a good ball, Javi.
And now Jackson will put it back in play. Napoleon had a number of chances early on in the second half that they could not cash in on. Bryan's been able to score twice here in the half. Had one goal in the first. Nice effort going for the takeaway by Reiser. Ball still loose, and a player gets tripped. That was Caleb Hernandez. He tripped right over Tyler Mannon. And this will be a free kick for Napoleon. Drew Grant sends it upfield. Defender coming from behind, doesn't get there. Hernandez, the shot, saved by Reese Jackson. And Jackson will boot it across midfield. Ricocheted off the foot of Tyson Reynolds. Check that. That was Aiden Hirsch. Back across midfield. Seaman sends it upfield. Kicked to the sideline, and that's out of bounds. And a short throw in. As Bryan works their way backwards. Now a long kick toward the box. Brown couldn't get a clean shot. Now trying to keep it alive. Good job by Brown. But it's back outside the box. Nearly headed. Brown trying to get a shot off. That's Quinn Brown. But his shot goes over the net. Also went over the fence. 71st minute here in Bryan with the Golden Bears leading 3-0. 9:16 to play. We're going to have a corner kick. He sends it into the box, and that's cleared out of there. Reiser comes up with it. Into the box. Toward the net, and that's going to be scooped up. And a couple of players run into each other, Collin and I believe Cruz. Hernandez able to keep a handle. And that's kicked toward the end line and out of bounds. And we're going to have a corner kick again, this time for Napoleon as some subs come in.
Go, Sherman!
Chase Sherman to put it in play for the Wildcats. Well up in the air. Bears trying to clear it out. Still alive in the box and kicked out of there. And headed back the other way. And this ball will go out of bounds. That's sent upfield. Seaman with it. They go upfield looking for Jackson. And Chandler Jackson trying to keep this one in bounds. And the only person where he sent that pass to was in a white jersey, but the Bears do come up with it, at least for the time being. Sent backwards. A long way toward the net. That's going to be headed out. And a throw-in coming for the Golden Bears with 7 minutes to play. This is Max Kimple to put it in play. Reiser had a tough time handling it. Trying to keep his footing in that corner. And he falls down. And we're going to get a goal kick for the Wildcats. 6.5 minutes to play. Bryan looking for their first home victory of the season. They're 2-6-1 on the year. Napoleon comes in at 1-8-1. Couple of subs come in. Low kick. Hernandez. Seaman looking for a chance to take it away. And that ball stays in play. Ricochets between a couple of opponents. Headed back the other way. And this is going to go out of bounds. Kimple will put it in play. Gets it to Reiser. Reiser down that near sideline. Sends it to the middle. That was going to be a tough shot for anyone who even came toward the ball. And this one's cleared to the far side. Back the other way comes Cruz, sends it upfield. And Jackson will send it back the other way. Sent out. That's Keegan McCashin battling for it. And Kimple trying to chase that down, and he kicks it out. And a throw-in coming up for the Wildcats. Bryan leads it 3-0. That's McCashin battling for the loose ball. It goes out of bounds. We're going to get a corner kick this time for the Wildcats. Still trying to get on the board for the first time tonight. Toward the box, saved by Jackson. Redirected across midfield as we've got 3.5 minutes to go in this game. Bryan with the lead 3-0 and trying to, again, pick up their first home win of the year. And it'll be a throw-in for the Golden Bears. As right now, some subs coming in, and Kimple will get it into play. He maybe was content to waste a little bit of time. 3-0 lead. It would be no surprise if the Golden Bears want to kill some time off the clock. But we're inside 3 minutes to go in regulation. Loose ball sent toward Manning. Had a tough time controlling it, and now they try to get it back to him. Manning gets free. Shot, he scores! He had a small crease on the inside corner of that net, and he found that crease and put it in. Tyler Manning, who had the 6 goals in game 1 of the season in the opener against Paulding. That's sent toward the far side. And ricochets off a couple of players. They'll go out of bounds. It'll be Bryan's throw-in. They lead it 4-0. Stays in play. And this time it'll be a throw-in for Napoleon. Bears looking to improve to 3-6-1 on the season. They'll have their first home win of the year. Into the box, scooped up by Jackson. And inside 2 minutes to play, Jackson will boot it. Taken away briefly. And that goes off the arm of a Napoleon player. They'll call the handball. Looked like it went right off his elbow. Now, it's only a handball if the player strikes it with his hand or his arm. If it strikes the player on the arm, it's fair game. And this ball is snagged out of the air by Ben Shum. Kicked upfield. 1 minute to play as Bryan leads it 4-0 over Napoleon. And that one's kicked a long way. That's going deep into the night sky, well beyond the fence. Still in play, as Bryan will be headed to a 2-6-1 or 3-6-1 record when this game is all said and done. Napoleon will head to 1-9-1, and for Bryan, this is going to be their first home victory of the year. Upfield, Seaman has it deflected. Sent upfield, Seaman trying to chase it down, and that one goes off of a defender. And it'll be a throw-in, but time winding down, and Kimple doesn't have to operate too quickly here, and that'll be the end of the game. Bryan beats Napoleon 4-0. First home victory of the season for Bryan. Back in a moment to wrap things up.
Keeping children safe on Ohio school buses is a priority for the Ohio State Highway Patrol. This is Lieutenant Bob Ashenfelder of the Defiance Post. Safety on the roadway is a shared responsibility. Even though motorists are required to stop as a safety measure, children should always look both ways before crossing the street and remain alert to any sudden traffic changes. Together, we can make this a safe school year.
For over 40 years, Bryan, Ohio has been home to the only import vehicle repair specialist in Northwest Ohio, Suburban Auto. Whether it's an Asian or European vehicle, Suburban has the knowledge and experience to keep your import or domestic car running strong. Do you have a hybrid vehicle that's acting up? Suburban is your one-stop hybrid repair shop. Don't be fooled by the one-size-fits-all repair shops. There is no substitute for experience. Come see the import repair pros, Suburban Auto.
Here at the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veteran Service Office.
Last year, over 390 people in Ohio were killed because someone chose to get behind the wheel impaired. This is Lieutenant Bob Ashenfelder of the Ohio State Highway Patrol's Defiance Post. As part of the patrol's ongoing effort to contribute to a safer Ohio, troopers will continue an increased focus on impaired driving arrests in 2018. But we can't fight this battle on our own. We need your commitment to plan ahead by designating a sober driver or call for a ride. If you drink, don't drive.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and high-speed internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
Welcome back, everyone, to Bryan Soccer Stadium. Just about to wrap things up. We'll give you the goal totals. First, it was Zach Seaman scoring the first goal of the night. 15:30 left in the first half. That was on a direct kick. And then it was Chandler Jackson making it 2-0 in the second period, just 9 minutes in. And then Brendan Reiser got the third goal of the game, 17:40 to play in the second half. And with 2:43 to go, just for good measure, Tyler Mannon added the fourth goal of the night. And the Golden Bears win it 4-0. Well, Bryan, in the first half, they had several opportunities to score. I think a few more so than Napoleon did. Napoleon got out to a good start. It created several opportunities in the second half early on, but it was Bryan who won the second half 3-0. They also win the game 4-0. Our next broadcast on the Golden Bears Sports Network will be tomorrow night. Bryan taking on Wauseon in high school football. Until then, for everyone at BMU, including my camera operator, Jonathan, this is Thad Goff saying so long from Bryan High School.